Hi, welcome to another video from the Barrett channel. Today I want to talk about the 996 work culture in the tech industry here in China, especially as I'm in Shenzhen, and this is a sort of hub for high-tech industry. Okay, so for any of you that are unaware, this 996 is to do with the working hours of many people who work at tech companies. So basically it means 9 in the morning till 9 at night, 6 days a week. But actually the reality is longer. You know, that's a 12-hour day. But the reality is longer than that because many of these employees live some distance away from where they work. One of the reasons for that is because some of the tech company offices are in very expensive sort of locations of the city where a lot of people can't afford to live. So a lot of these people will travel, you know, in excess of an hour to get to work and another hour to get from work. So their day is more like a 7 till 10 or a 7 till 11, or, you know, it's similar to this. Just sort of to get an idea really in the comments and that of what you people think of this. This differs significantly, I believe, to Western big tech companies, Facebook's, Google, you know, these kind of companies, Apple, not so sure about Amazon, but you know, these companies, they tend to have very flexible working for their staff. But here in China, I mean, Jack Ma was even sort of attacked a little bit online when he tried to defend this, you know, this sort of 996. I got a couple of stories about this. You know, there was a lot of sort of things online where people who were working at these were saying that they just absolutely shattered. They can't keep up with this, and when they do get a day off, they're just too tired to do anything because of the pressure. So a couple of stories. So the first story, I have a friend who's in the tech industry, and he got made redundant from the job he had, and he was looking for another job. Now this guy's 31, and he was finding it rather difficult to find another job in tech. And the main reason he told me this is because of his age. Because he's seen to be 30 or 31, he's seen as that a lot of these tech companies, they don't want to employ people over the age of 30. And I sort of questioned this, oh, why is that? He says, oh, well, what it is at that age, most guys will either have a family or be starting a family. And a lot of these tech companies believe that once a guy has a family, he won't put the hours in, or he won't want to put the hours into his work. And that quite surprised me. And the second story I have is I was talking to another Chinese guy, and he was an engineer. And he told me that he'd been working at Huawei. Wow, that's, you know, good. It's a pretty prestigious company and that. He says, but no, I've recently left Huawei and took up a job with BYD. If anybody doesn't know, BYD are a huge company here in Shenzhen, or in China, but they have facilities in Shenzhen, and they're one of the largest maker of electric vehicles. They also do other things. They do battery technology and that, but their main thing is that they make electric vehicles. Anyway, this guy, he quit his job at Huawei and took a job at BYD. And so I asked him why he did that. And he says because when he was at Huawei, he had to work much longer hours, and he wasn't getting to see his family anywhere near as much as he'd like to. So he swapped to BYD, where the salary was less. So he took a cut in his salary. However, he was able to spend more time with his family. So this, you know, I also wonder whether this you know, this 996 sort of working regime here in China. I don't have a lot of experience about companies abroad in America. I sort of know the UK because that's where I'm from. This practice is really not, you know, it's not a thing. Generally, it will be a sort of 9 to 5 job, and generally tech companies, you know, give their employees pretty good sort of working hours. A lot of kind of flexible. But you know, anybody who knows different, please let me know down below. And I wonder whether this sort of 996, there's a lot of Chinese graduates, especially engineers, scientists, developers, who go and study at a lot of the top universities abroad, Australia, America, the UK, you know, Europe. And I just thinking whether this 996 culture affects whether they then after they've graduated take up jobs in these foreign countries, or you know, whether this 996 prevents them or deters them from returning back to China and working in Chinese companies. You know, there's some huge tech companies here in China, and especially here in Shenzhen, where I live, and it'd be interesting to hear in the comments from anybody who works at any of these tech companies or knows any people in these tech companies that works there, to give you know, an idea of what you think. You know, I think from a point of view, if it's your own company, you know, you usually work much harder, but I think employees have a duty to look after their employees. And personally, I think working, you know, 12, 14 hours a day is just too much. You know, I think what certainly Western companies have found is by being flexible and getting their employees not to work too many hours, they actually get more productivity from their employees, because you know, you get to a certain point where you just get too tired and you just can't work properly. You know, you just don't feel like doing it. One of the myths I'd like to expel is that I saw a report, again, it was in a Western media, I believe it was an American newspaper, where they showed pictures of you know, Huawei employees sleeping under their desks and sleeping at their desks, and they tried to make out this was because Huawei were working them too hard. I just want to point out it's quite normal in China for many people to have small beds or sleep at the desks. You know, it's not uncommon here in China that people have a 2 or even longer than that lunchtime. And during that lunchtime, they will spend maybe half an hour eating their lunch, and then the other half an hour or so, maybe longer. Sorry, not half an hour. Another hour and a half. They will have a sleep. They will have a nap, and this is pretty common here in China. And you know, so a lot will take a small fold-up bed, put it by their desk and sleep for that hour. Many offices, they will turn all the lights off at lunchtime so their staff can sleep. This is a really common thing here in China. It was just kind of funny how the Western media sort of took this all out of context and tried to suggest that people are sleeping at their desk or near their desk or under their desk simply because you know, that they were too tired. And as I say, that is definitely not the case. It's a very common thing here for Chinese to sleep at lunchtime in their offices. Anyway, that brings me to the end of this video. I really would like to get people's comments, both from China, people who work here and work in the industry, and also people who are abroad, the UK, Australia, America, and I'd like to know what it's like there working in tech. You know, as I say, I believe in Western countries we don't have this 996, and I really think it's quite a punishing schedule for you know, Chinese people who do work in that tech industry here. So please leave your comments down below. A big thank you to everybody who watches us and supports the channel. Really appreciated. If you like the content on our channel, please subscribe. We still get subscribers who are unsubscribed on quite a regular basis, so please check your subscription, hit the subscribe button. If you like the content of this video, give us a thumbs up. It really helps the video, helps the channel to grow. And if you really want to be informed of anytime we get a new video out, hit that bell. But for now, as always, take care.